Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today actually we're reviewing a couple different tripods I have. Basically, this one I got used. Now this is the Davis&Sanford Pro Vista 75XB. Now this one is missing a few components that I'll talk about. Basically, it's missing when I got it. It was missing the piece that you can buy, which is the quick release plate. That's really easy and cheap to buy. They're like $20 for this. Now this is the FM18 head, which does not change in the model that I later got. They actually do also have another pipe here that would not come with this one. And the other thing also is, one thing about Davis&Sanford is that this piece right here will break off quite often, so you have to keep up with that little piece right there. If you do buy this, now I will say the difference between this one and the newer one, I want to say is the weight. The weight is actually quite a bit different from the 75XB to the 7518. There isn't much difference other than that particular feature. Other than that, they're pretty much the same tripod. Just weight is quite a bit different. They're both not light tripods, but this one is a little bit more heavier duty as far as the weight goes. Like I said, this is the 75. Now the thing also about these is the Davis&Sanfords is they actually don't telescope. Now you can release it and turn the head around, but you can't actually raise the head any further. Now this does go further up. I just don't have it because of the video right now. I will say they're very tight for snapping in and out. So just be careful not to break those off. The other thing also is in between here, this little piece right here. This is actually for if you need to weigh it down with like sandbags and that sort of thing because of wind and that sort of thing. So that is the 75XB. And now we'll show you the next one. Now let's go to the next piece. The next piece here is actually the dolly. Now this comes pretty standard with most other tripods. It's actually pretty durable tripod. Now this one basically will come out. These will lock. You'll see those little pins move to lock it in place. Now your tripod legs will click in there and you'll just tighten it down to hold that in place. Now it does have little stoppers to lock it into place once you get there. And that I haven't decided what that is yet. I haven't had to play with it yet, so maybe I'll figure out what that is later. Now this typically won't be in the bag itself, it will usually be in a separate plastic bag. But that's your little dolly, that's so you can move your camera around. Bag, which is pretty standard with them, you always get a bag. Which will have the Davis&Sanford logo. I don't really see that well, but that's there. Now in the front pouch you'll have your strap. I don't typically use that strap, so it just stays right in there because it's usually the camera's backpack I'll use. Now also you do have to be careful with these. They're not the most agile, but they are good for the price points. You usually pick them up used for about $100, $120, something like that. And then they're new, they're about $100, $200, or not, $150 on sale sometimes, and up from there. Okay, so basically on here you have your quick release plate, which you didn't have on the last one. Now usually you get a couple different sizes, and I think that's supposed to be in the bag. I just haven't pulled it out yet. Basically you would just take this further out, pull it out a little bit. Okay, basically get the quick release out. What you'll do is you'll unscrew this slightly to give it the extension, push the button in on your side here, and that will pop out for you. And that's when you're locking place for your camera, your quick release. Now this will go on the bottom of your camera. And you just pretty much permanently keep it on there if you can. I keep a strap that I can't always do that. Then you have your head tensioner right there. Of course, you just lock that down. Now this does have the separate place for the second arm, which is right here. You also, this thing actually has another thing here, which I don't unscrew it so far, but this will actually make it so this whole unit in between will move. Now this can't go up and down. However, what can go up and down are the legs, and as you see from the other one, they're pretty much the same type of tripod. Only difference is one's newer, one's older. So as you see, it's pretty tall. As you see, this is actually pretty tall. Exact same head as the last one. Like I said, I do have the other rod. I'm just not going to put it in right now because I'm not really using it. Now we'll see on the back of the tripod, it does have a little gauge here that shows you if you're level or not. Which right now actually we're perfectly level. So yeah, there's that. And like I said, this thing's usually is where you have most of the problems with it becoming loose. It's very hard to maneuver with this in the way, so you probably have to unscrew this if you really need to make some adjustments to the fluid head. But you don't want that really too tight, and you don't want it too loose. So that's the thing there. Now, going on to actually my giveaways that I was talking about. We do have the Pamu giveaway still. You probably can't see there because the bright light is too bright for the white on this box. But I am still giving away the Pamu Pamis, the first generation they had. I actually do have the scrolls. I don't. I have ordered some more of the scrolls because I'm so impressed with the scrolls. I am going to do a review on those later. But first, I got 4 of these to give away. I do have an initial contest which I put at 100 subscribers, but that was based on when I left last time and the subscribers I had, it wasn't that far off. When I looked at my current subscriber count, I realized I needed to do some thinking on that. So I am still going to do one out of 100 of the Gen 1 Pamus. I also am going to do one with this video. So there'll be one giveaway with this one. Basically it'll be the first commenter down below. You have to be a U.S. resident. I can't ship internationally, so it has to be inside the U.S. to win these. The first commenter down below, I'll get in touch with them. All you gotta do is comment saying I want this, and you're the winner of the first pair. Then I'm going to have another one at 50, I know for sure, and one at 100, so then I'll have another random one to give away at some point in time. Hopefully I'll get rid of these pretty quickly because I do want to get around to giving away the scrolls that I got, which are much nicer. They fixed a lot of issues from the first gen, I'll talk about that in a later video. But that's right now the giveaways I'm doing for that.